We yeah.
Yeah. Enjoyed the little bits of video and photos that I did get from our trip to Rhinebeck. I did not do quite as much as I had intended to, but it was such a fun weekend. It was overwhelming in the best way possible. It met every single expectation that I could have had for my first trip to Rhinebeck. Getting to meet everybody, viewers and fellow podcasters, it was an amazing weekend. So this will not be a regular podcast episode. I'm just going to go through what I purchased at Rhinebeck and some gifts that I received, and I'll kind of go through the weekend and try to show you some of these in order of when I got them. So we got to our cabin Thursday evening, and Sandy drove down from Canada and she met us there, and we went and had some dinner, and we had some gifts for each other. And I think we did that Thursday evening. I feel like some of this entire weekend is a blur, but we had some gifts for each other. So first, I will show you, Amber from the Maker's Haven podcast had dyed us some yarn to match the cabin that we were staying in. And it is so gorgeous. So her shop is Maker's Haven. And this is one of her sock kits, which is 50 grams of the main collar, and then you get 20 grams of a coordinating mini. And this is called A Long Way From Home. And I'm not sure when these will be going up in Amber's shop, but she did say she dyed full skeins of this, I believe. I don't know if she'll have the little sock kits, but she does have some that she will be putting in her shop. So here, this was the main collar. And then here is the coordinating mini. And as you can see, I've already used this because I could not wait. Luckily, Angie brought her Swift and Winder because I caked these up Friday morning, I believe it was, before we left to go to Needles Up, and got these started. So I already have some socks. They're just waiting on their afterthought heels. So you can see what it looks like worked up. And I did a little stripe here and a stripe here. And I won't get into too much detail about these because I will talk about them on the next episode, normal episode, but I thought I would go ahead and show you these so you can really see the yarn. And then Amber also gifted us some of her knitting jewelry, which I just love. It's a little ghost. So pretty. And she made us bags, and I love her bags. So this was such a fun and special gift, and to know that she dyed this to match our cabin, these are just going to be so treasured, and that I finished them. I finished one this morning, but I worked on them while we were there and then on the way home as well. And with what I have left, I've of course still have to do the heels, but what I have left, I'm going to do some type of a Christmas ornament. I'm not sure what, but an ornament so that I can hang it on the tree and remember our cabin and our trip to Rhinebeck. Yeah, so this will have such a special memory attached with it. Sandy brought us some gifts as well. She made us little pouches, and I just love her bags and pouches are one of my favorites. So it has some strawberries and a strawberry progress keeper. I love the inside fabric. So she gifted us little pouches. Then there's some strawberry tea from David's Tea. And this. And we all use these Friday morning to have some tea. She gifted us some David's Tea mugs. And it's one of the ones where the sheep change colors. I had to use it last night too because it was such a fun weekend, and these ladies were just amazing, and I am missing them so much. So I had some tea out of here last night, and I worked on socks out of Amber's yarn. Just missing them a little bit. Coming down off the excitement and the yarn fumes from the weekend, and I'm really missing them a lot. So she gave us the mug and then a bag of David's Tea. This is pumpkin chai. I have not tried it yet, and I'm excited to try it. I love chai tea, so I'm excited to see what the pumpkin chai is like. And Sandy gave us some minis that she dyed. This one, that's my favorite. Purple, of course. So that was our gifts from Sandy. There's going to be a little bit of crinkling here. I had ordered a little bit of a gift for the ladies since I don't dye yarn or make bags. I ordered from Random Fandom Bags, so you guys know I just love her little tea bag Notions pouches. So I asked her if she would do a custom order for me, 4 of these little tea bag Notions pouches. And we all love purple, so I thought that would be perfect. And then she included a little butterfly, zipper pull or progress keeper, whatever you would like to use it as. There's her logo. So I gave these to the ladies, and I had to have one for myself because I love the fabric. All right, so that was the gifts that I received Thursday evening. So, sorry, I'm sitting on the floor today, so I'm trying to get comfortable. This is very impromptu, not very put together video, so I apologize. But yeah, I'm still pretty exhausted from the trip. It was a long ride home, about 15 and a half hours, because we went from New York to Winston-Salem, and then I got my car there and then drove the rest of the way home, and I hit a good bit of traffic once I left Winston-Salem, so made a little bit longer of a trip home, but I made it here, and it was good to get home, but I'm still feeling a little run down from all of the excitement and the long day of traveling to get back home. But anyways, that was the gifts that we gave each other on Thursday evening. So Friday morning, we kind of had a relaxing morning, had some tea, did some knitting, just chatted, and then we all got ready and headed to the town of Rhinebeck because our cabin was in Hurley, which is right outside of Kingston, which is right next to Rhinebeck. So we had a little bit of a drive, but it was perfect. The cabin was adorable. So Friday we went to the town of Rhinebeck and had some lunch and went to the Knitting Garage, the little yarn shop that is in Rhinebeck. And then we did go to, fun fact here, Paul Rudd and Jeffrey Dean Morgan own a candy store, Samuel's Sweet Shop. I wanted to say it's the name of it, but I could be wrong in remembering that. But so we went to the candy store with the hopes of seeing Paul Rudd and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but of course they were not there. Paul Rudd is definitely a celebrity crush. Another little fun fact there. But we went to the candy store and then we made our way down to the Del Mar Inn where Needles Up was being held and went ahead and just sat down and started knitting. Kind of got in the line there. And then the fun really began. We got to meet a ton of fellow podcasters and makers, and it was such an amazing time. Needles Up was definitely, all of the stuff that we did that weekend was amazing, but Needles Up was so well put together, especially with it being their first year. It was great. They were only letting a certain amount of people in at a time, so the crowd control was amazing, especially compared to Indie Untangled, which I'll get to in a moment when I show you what I purchased there. But Needles Up was great. We got to meet Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast. And it was so great to get to chat with her after, chatting a bit with her on Instagram. And Sue and Chelsea and Andy of Andre Sue Knits. It was such a fun time. So what I purchased at Needles Up, I got a bundle of Betty because she's so cute. And this is from Andy of Andre Sue Knits. And I cannot wait to knit Betty some clothes. There is a free pattern in here. I have not taken it out to even see what the pattern is for. I don't think it says on the outside. But I cannot wait to knit her some clothes and prop her up. Probably on my hutch, I think is where I'll put her. And then I had to have a sock blank from Andy as well. Look at it. It's a Needles Up logo. It smells good. But I had to have this. I've been wanting one of her sock blanks for a while. And when we got there, I was kind of overwhelmed looking at them. I'm like, I don't know which one I want. And maybe I just won't get one. So I kind of walked around and thought about it. And, we chatted with everybody. And then I went back and got one. I'd already bought Betty. I knew I was buying Betty. And then I went back again and got a sock blank, because I just had to have one. It's something I've wanted for a while, and Her Shop updates, if you've ever tried to catch one, it is kind of hard to snag one. They go very fast, and I have not had any luck so far. So I thought while I'm there and they're readily available, I'm gonna go ahead and get one. So I got a Needles Up sock blank, and I did also get a Needles Up Progress Keeper. I don't think you can see it very well. I got that as well. And that was it for purchases at Needles Up. That was all I got. So next we made our way from Rhinebeck over to Kingston for India Untangled. We got in line there. It is at the Best Western in Kingston, I believe is where they held it, in the conference center. So we got in line there because we did not have VIP for either of these events, which we will have next time. Because India Untangled, there are just no words to describe the craziness. And I got a little bit of video that you would have seen of the line to get into India Untangled, not the VIP line. It was just the regular general admission line. And when we left, I thought I should have just taken a little scan of the inside of one of the rooms, because I think it was in 2 rooms, because it was insane. You could not move. It was like you were just in a steady stream and you just had to keep going through the crowd, and the booths you could not even get in. I think Amber and I walked around most of that time at India Untangled together. We kind of split up because there was just, yeah, a crowd of 4 staying together would have been impossible. So Amber and I tried to keep tabs on each other and know where each other were and stayed together, and it was insane. We looked at maybe 4 booths because it was like, do we really want to fight the crowd to get in that booth? So VIP next year will be a must. We're going to have to try to get tickets for VIP, or next time. If we don't go next year, next time. But hopefully, I would love to go next year as well because it was so much fun. But yes, so we only went to, I think, 4 booths because it's just that crazy. I've got everything in a bag over here, so I apologize for the reaching and the little bit of noise. But once we did get in, I booked it to Wool and Vine because I have been wanting to do the Oracle shawl since it came out, and I really wanted to try to get one of her kits, and I did. I really wanted a singles, and there were not any kits that I saw that were singles because I wanted to make sure I had the Grimm colorway because I love this colorway. But this is what I got, and I'm very happy with it because I really wanted Grimm, and then my second choice to have in the kit would have been this as well. So this is her Grimm colorway, Paranormal, and Coven. And this is on her 80-10-10, her superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon base. So this will be a very luxurious Oracle shawl, and I absolutely love it. Really, really love it. So that was my first purchase. Second purchase was from Tuscan Knits, and I got a sweaters quantity. This is going to be a Madewell, and this is on her 5 base, which is a 100% superwash merino. There's 438 yards, 100 grams, and this is the colorway, and I am not sure how to say that. No idea. But this is gorgeous. I am in love with this color. So I cannot wait to get this started. I'm very happy with this. I went into the entire weekend knowing that I wanted to try to get at least 1 sweaters quantity. So to do that on the Friday was awesome. And I have never used Tuscan Knits yarn. It's gorgeous, it's soft. I could have bought more in her booth, but it was so crazy that it was kind of like, this is mine, nobody's getting it. The whole event was just insane with the amount of people in there. It was nuts. But yes, I was very happy to get my sweaters quantity on a Friday, and I cannot wait to get it started. I really love this color. So after Tuscan Knits, we kind of walked around and we could not really get into any other booths unless you wanted to completely shove your way in. And Amber and I are just so laid back, I think, that we were kind of like, okay, we're going to take a break. So we kind of left and went outside, and then we went back in because we wanted to hit Spun Right Round. So we went to the Spun Right Round booth, and here is what I picked up there. I love this. So Amber spotted this colorway across the booth and I had to have one as well. And I've never used a singles, and if you're a regular watcher of the podcast, you know I've been wanting to try singles in a shawl. And I really wanted that to be my Oracle. So I found this, it spun right round, and then this was right next to it. So I grabbed it. And I'm like, okay, maybe this could be my Oracle, but what would I put with it? So I'm standing there and, Amber and I are talking and I'm trying to decide what to put with it. And the lady standing next to us just kind of tosses this over my way. And I was like, yes, thank you. Yes, perfect. So this is going to be an Oracle as well. Now, whether I'll make 2 Oracles or I'll use this for a different shawl, I'm not entirely sure. I may cast this on very, very soon, and then I'm thinking maybe next October have this be a Halloween cast on and do another Oracle, because I just love that pattern so much. Yeah, so I don't know, I may end up having 2 Oracles because I think this will be a gorgeous Oracle, and obviously this will be as well. So I may save the Woolen Vine for next fall and have it be kind of a fall cast on to make another Oracle. But this is definitely going to be an Oracle and will probably be my first cast on from Rhinebeck weekend purchases. And this is, I should probably tell you guys what the colorways are and stuff. This is Spun Right Round Merino Singles, and it's 100% superwash merino, 400 yards, 100 grams. And this is Kathmandu is what this color is. This one is In the Pines. And the Big Teal Wave is what this one is. So I'll show you guys them up close. So this is the Big Teal Wave. In the Pines. And Kathmandu. And I'm so happy that lady was standing right there listening to me try to decide what color to put with these, because I think that just works perfect. I'm very excited about these 3 together. Yeah, I'm excited about those. So that, I think, was it for Indie Untangled. Yes, that was it for Indie Untangled. So that evening after Indie Untangled, we went, what did we do that evening? We had pizza that evening. Yes, we went to a little pizza place that was on the way back to our house and had some pizza, and then went back, and we were in bed very early. We were exhausted. The crowd was just so insane at Indie Untangled. So many people. And I am not one, I don't know, crowds make me so nervous, especially when you're that, I mean, you could not turn and move in some parts of that crowd. It was just insane, and trying to get in the booths and actually look and get what you wanted. Everybody was super, super nice, but it was just a lot of people, and I really don't like crowds. So it was a bit intense, but the next day was Rhinebeck, and we got there very early, and we were the second people. There were at least three different entrances, possibly 4. We went to the Big Red Barn entrance, and we were the second people in line to get in at that entrance. So when we got in, the first booth that we went to was one of the craziest. Jenny the Potter and Miss Babs are the 2 craziest booths from what I've heard. I did not make it to the Jenny the Potter booth, but I can tell you Miss Babs was crazy. When we first got there, since we were the second ones in at that entrance and we were fairly close to Miss Babs, we got there pretty quickly and there were not a ton of people. But by the time we were checking out, oh my goodness, it was insane. The first thing that I grabbed is a Miss Babs Katahdin. Look at this bad boy. This is really like a yarn baby. I mean, look at that. It's huge. So this is her Catherine colorway, and it is a 100% superwash Blueface Leicester wool, 1,750 yards in this. That's insane. and it is so gorgeous. Look at that color. So this is going to be the Sandbank shawl. I cannot remember who it is by, but Angie of Camel City Dye Works had knit one and had it with her, and I tried it on and loved it. It's just this huge shawl you can just wrap up in, and I cannot wait. So I got a solid tonal color. I didn't want anything crazy. I wanted something that I can wear with anything, so I'll be more likely to wear it. I'm trying to, on this trip especially, I made purchases that the colors were really something that I would wear and that I would choose to wear a lot. So you can kind of see nothing really crazy as far as colors go. And even with this, I feel like nothing really crazy pops of color. Because while I love those for socks, as far as garments and shawls go, I'm kind of finding that I don't really gravitate towards wanting to wear my shawls that are in pops of color. Like this shawl back here, this is the Cupcake shawl, and I did it out of Lolo Did It yarns, and I absolutely love the yarns, but I don't gravitate towards wanting to wear that. I gravitate more towards wanting to wear my cozy blanket that I did out of some golds and greens and creams. That was a Malabrigo Rios, I believe, is what that was out of. But I gravitate towards wanting to wear those warm colors more than bright pops of colors. So that's what I really tried to focus on getting on this trip. So this seemed perfect, and perfect for a shawl. So I grabbed this, went and got in line to pay. Oh, I did grab, where is it? There it is. I also grabbed a mini that is a Yummy 2-ply toes on the Joan of Arc colorway. So I thought that was just really pretty. So I grabbed that. And again, it has more warm tones to it. I got in line with Amber, and then I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should have checked, because we were trying to look for the DK, but we couldn't find it, and we just went and got in line, and we knew we were going to be waiting a bit, so I ran back to see if I could find any DK. I did not. I know there was DK, but that booth was crazy by that point, and it was hard to even just get around. And I asked a few people, like, do you know where the DK is? No one seemed to know. So I grabbed this, and I don't really know what I was thinking. It's a heavy fingering. That's not going to equal out to be a DK. I can just tell by feeling it. So I think I'm going to do another fingering weight sweater or cardigan with this, which is fine that I didn't get. I wanted a DK weight yarn for the Carytown pullover, but this will be fine. It's definitely not a DK weight. I think in my just the craziness of the Miss Babs booth, I don't know what my brain was thinking. That was like, heavy fingering, that might work for DK. Feeling it, I can tell that this is not going to equal out to be a DK. But that's okay, because I have superwash to do a fingering weight cardigan or sweater. So this is her Kira base, which is a heavy fingering, and it's 100% superwash merino wool, 560 yards per skein. Her skeins are so generous. So I got 3 of those, so that'll be enough to do another fingering weight cardigan or sweater. I was actually looking this morning at some Hohi patterns, and I love the Samel. I believe that's how you say that. And then there was another one. I'm blanking on what the name of it was now, but it was just a pullover and it had a cable right down the center. And I think that might be the one that I do, because I love this colorway. This is, I don't believe I said, the Purple Emperor. And this is a Wild Iris. This is a non-repeatable colorway. Double checking to see that they are all actually the same. So a non-repeatable, so that's kind of neat. But I love these colors. I love purple, as you all know. So that was it for Miss Babs craziness, our first booth that we went to. And then after that, I think we were kind of shell-shocked from the craziness of Miss Babs. So we did look through a couple booths on the way out of that building, and then we went and got some food. There was a ton of food, and it was still, I guess, what you consider breakfast. Yeah, it was still breakfast because it was not that late. The gates opened at 9, so it was probably like 9:30 by that point. But we went and got some baked potatoes, and they were delicious baked potatoes. with broccoli and cheese, and they were so yummy and the perfect thing to have that morning, because that morning we did not really eat. We didn't really eat any morning. I'm like, we did not eat enough while we were there because it was like yarn or food. Yarn won when it came to, do we take time out to go eat or do we just yarn? The yarn won every time, I can tell you that. But the baked potatoes were delicious. So we walked around for a bit, tried to go through some of the other buildings, but it was very packed on Saturday. We had heard from quite a few people that we should have stayed on Sunday too and done most of our shopping on Sunday because the crowds would die down and that there would still be plenty of yarn left. But by that point, we had already booked our house, and Eric, I know he took, time off. I think Amber's husband did too. So they had already scheduled all that, and it was like, oh, do we add another day? But next time, Sunday's a must because the crowds were just insane. And like I said, talking about India Untangled, crowds. I don't like crowds. I just don't. So we did not go through a ton more booths, but I did go to the Gale's Art. That is one booth that I wanted to go to because I love sock blanks. So I picked up this one, shocker, purple and a goldish color. Yeah, love it. So I picked this up from the Gale's Art booth, and there's her card. And this is the Brass Octopus blank. So I love this one. I'm very happy with the 2 sock blanks that I wanted because that was definitely something that I wanted to purchase. Was a sock blank or 2 while we were there. So that was actually it for what we purchased, or what I purchased on Saturday. And then we just kind of walked around a bit and went to the podcaster meetup, which was of course amazing to get to see everybody and get to meet some viewers and other podcasters as well. People that you chat with online and become friends with, and then to actually get to see them in person, it's kind of like a, oh my gosh, you're real moment. It was a lot of fun. So I will show you guys a couple of the little gifts that I received over the course of the weekend, because that is it for my purchases. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm fibbing. Another booth that we went to had the fun little baskets, and I absolutely love this. I need to soak it and kind of reset it. She told us how to do that. But I picked up one of these little baskets, and I think it'll be perfect for a sock project. One that I'll, I can carry around the house because I sit in here a lot during the day. But then if Eric and the boys are home, I sit in the living room over there. So this will be kind of perfect to carry around. And I just thought it was so adorable. So I picked up one of these at the basket booth. And then before we had even left, on Wednesday I drove up to Winston-Salem and I stayed the night at Angie's house and went to a knit night with her. And I wasn't even there 20 minutes and I bought this because she had all her yarn in her basement. So I purchased this from Angie of Camel City Dye Works, and this is on her Piedmont base, which is a 2-ply, 100% superwash merino, fingering weight, 400 yards, 100 grams, and the colorway is, I'm guessing the Professor? I'm not sure, but I think that's what that's supposed to mean. But yes, I love it. So this will be, I'm doing a test knit for Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast, and it's for the vintage baby dress, and I'm going to be doing it in the 2 to 4 year size for my niece Lily, of course. So this will be that, and I'm very excited. I'm probably going to today cake this up and get my swatch done so I can get started on the test knit. So that really is it for purchases, I believe now. I think that's it. But a couple gifts that I received. Sandy brought down her friend, who is Fiber Insanity, sent down a bag and needle cozy for me, and I absolutely love this little bag. So it is a little drawstring, perfect size for socks, has a neutral inside, which I love. There's a nice progress keeper right there. and I cannot wait to use this for. And then she also sent a needle cozy that matches the bag. So I can't wait to use these for a sock project. I love this fabric. I think it'll be perfect for fall and Christmas. And let's see, she also sent some stickers, which are adorable. So Sandy brought that down, and then at some of the events, I met Lauren of Color Wheel Yarns, and she was giving out little samples. And this colorway is called Slutty Pumpkin Spice, which is just hilarious and so fun. And she also has a coupon code on here, which she said was fine to share with you guys. And the code is Rhinebeck, all capital letters, for 15% off until December 31st. There is, oops, I'm covering up her shop. There's her info. And then I also got Connie of Chili Knits was giving out some samples. And that is so pretty. I'm not sure what colorway that is. Such a bright, fun color. That'll be fun to put in my blanket. And I got to meet Melissa of Knitty by Nature. Melissa, I just love you. You are the sweetest. And she gave a cute little container, which is perfect to put in a sock bag, with some light bulb stitch markers. I think there's a progress keeper in here too. Oh, I'm dropping things. Yes, there's the progress keeper. So I loved getting to meet Melissa. And I also got to meet Roberta of Steel City Stitcher. Those ladies were so much fun to get to meet them. I love them both so much, and I love their shops and their items that they sell. And Roberta gave me another lavender sachet, and it smells amazing, so amazing. And I love the little bird on the fabric. And here's Roberta's info. She is Steel City Stitcher on Etsy, and Melissa is Knitty by Nature Shop on Etsy, I believe is what it is. So yes, I kind of think that is it. I also got some pins and candy, you know, little pins that podcasters were handing out, and then some viewers had some candy, and one viewer actually gave me a scratch-off lottery ticket. I didn't win anything, but it was the thought that counts. And I loved all the little treats, and I still have some chocolate that I have not devoured yet, so I'm going to enjoy doing that over the next few days, that some viewers gave to me. And it was so sweet of you guys that came up and said hello and introduced yourself and had little treats like that. That was so sweet. And a highlight was getting to see people that had knit my sock patterns that came up to me and showed me their socks that they had on. One viewer had on a pair of socks, and she had also knit her husband a pair, and they were both wearing them, and that was so special. I really, really enjoyed that. You guys are just the best, as I always say. I love you guys so much. And it was just so much fun. It was truly met every single expectation that I could have had for the weekend. It was a great weekend, and I cannot wait to do it again next year. I'm kind of hoping to get to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I know that the ladies that put on Needles Up, Sue, Chelsea, Andy, they are doing it again with the same vendors that were there. She has said that they will be at Maryland Sheep and Wool the day before. I believe on the website they may already have the times and everything listed. So if you go to needlesup.com, you can see that information there. I want to say it's like 6 hours from here. So that's doable and a lot shorter of a trip than the one to Rhinebeck. So I think that I might. Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun to get to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I believe that's in May. So if you're going, let me know if you're going to go. But yeah, I think that is it for this little video. Like I said, not a regular podcast, but hopefully Eric's sister will be here on Friday. So I have a lot to do to get ready to have company. Again, we've had so much company lately, which is amazing. I'm not complaining at all. It's amazing. But I have to get ready for some company this weekend, so I don't think I'll get a regular episode recorded this week, but hopefully next week I can do a regular episode and get you guys kind of caught up on what I have finished, because I did finish a pair of socks on the way up. Well, I finished them when I got there, I think, or the Friday morning. Yeah, Friday morning I think it was. I'm telling you, this whole weekend is kind of a blur. It was so much fun. But I finished a couple of things and I have a few new things that I'm working on to show you guys. So I do want to do a regular episode here soon, hopefully next week. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the little Rhinebeck vlog and seeing the items that I purchased that are just surrounding me with yummy goodness right now. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will talk to you guys hopefully next week with a regular episode. Love you guys. Bye.